Welcome to the Super Expander podcast. My name is Corrine Phelps, your host. I'm a business and growth coach, money mindset expert, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. My journey has taken me all over, from working in finance to owning a boutique fitness studio. I found myself burnt out, miserable, and questioning everything. Saying things to myself like, there's got to be more to life than this. Refusing to settle for a mediocre existence, I went all in, learning how to harness untapped potential and rewire the subconscious mind to create an extraordinary life. The last 10 years have been a crash course in self-love, building a business, creating community, building wealth, and doing what it takes to just freaking go for it. My mission is to help you align to your purpose, rewire your subconscious to support your big dreams and vision, and create a life that you're absolutely obsessed with. So sit back, tune in, and prepare to expand. Hello, super expanders. How are you doing today? The sun is shining here, and I hope that it's shining on you wherever you happen to be listening and catching today's episode. So I wanted to follow up on last week's solo episode on the 5 steps to manifesting for high performers. So I talked about clearing subconscious blocks. And so today's episode is really going to talk about the power of clearing subconscious blocks and how you do that. So what this comes down to inside of manifesting is that we don't get what we want. We get what we think we deserve. Let that sink in for a second. You don't get what you want. You get what you think you deserve. So it's not really the universe or other people blocking you from your wishes. It's literally you blocking you. So how does one get rid of this not wanted baggage, these blocks that are dwelling under the surface, lurking in our mind and hindering us from creating the life that we desire? Well, it begins with really getting into presence and becoming aware and unpacking those blocks, looking at them face to face with a mission to release them, to heal them, and turn them into abundance. So what exactly are subconscious blocks, or often referred to as limiting beliefs? Things like self-doubt, sabotaging patterns, thought loops, things that we have placed on ourselves that really truly act as energetic blocks and to our flow of abundance. So while the conscious mind works to rationalize your thoughts during the day, the subconscious mind works essentially 24/7, and it simply acts on whatever has been imprinted upon us, which typically came from the time we were 0 to 7 years old. It's really this your subconscious mind is essentially the lens with which we see the world. Your subconscious mind is like the queen, the boss of your mind, which means that to manifest the big dreams, the wealth, all the things, you got to get down deep to the core of what is holding you back. You see, you've got everything that you need inside of you, but if you want to be able to really invoke your own personal power, we have to remove these subconscious blocks. So let's kind of dive into this more of like a practical way. I love using breath work to remove subconscious blocks. But for today's exercise, we're just kind of going to start to ask some thought-provoking questions. So I want you to start to think of the one thing that you desire to manifest right now. Money, love, more clients. I have a question for you. Have you joined the Super Expander free mentorship community? If not, what are you waiting for? Stop what you're doing right now and text the word mentor to 202-918-3235. Text the word mentor to 202-918-3235. I send out weekly tips and inspiration to help you grow your business, to step into your wealthiest, most highest self, to harness your full potential and live an exceptional and extraordinary life. And the best part is, it's really me sending those messages. So text me, say hello, and send me your questions. And then I want you to work through these questions. When you think of this desire, this thing that you want to manifest, what fear shows up for you when you begin to think about it? What is your ego telling you about your ability to manifest this desire? What stories are you telling yourself? I'm not good at X. I suck at X. I never am going to have enough money, love, wealth. This always happens to me. These sorts of patterns and thought loops that come up surrounding what it is that you desire to create. And then begin to start to pay attention to the patterns, right? So what patterns do you keep seeing around this area? What normal patterns do you experience? So if it's money, do you consistently go through a feast and famine cycle? Do you always feel like you're in a state of lack or desperately seeking whatever it is that you're trying to create? Do you overspend because you actually feel uncomfortable with money? And of course, I'm using money as a reference point here, but whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Okay, now the limiting beliefs that you maybe have around this. What do you really believe underneath of the surface? Ask your subconscious mind and let it actually come through here. Look at the fear, the stories, the patterns, and really ask yourself, what does that tell me that I believe about myself? What limiting belief am I really experiencing under the surface? Feel into it. So let's think about this. If you keep going through a pattern of being overspending, perhaps the limiting belief is that you're not worthy of money. You're not worthy of wealth. Or maybe you really want to grow your business, yet you're continuously scared to show up and be visible. Well, the real limiting belief there is maybe that you don't feel worthy of being seen and heard. Once you start to connect with what these limiting beliefs are, then it's time to identify the root source. Where did they originate from? Connecting to your earliest memory of when this showed up in your life and you experienced this. So if you feel unworthy of receiving money, when is the earliest memory that this occurred? What age were you? Who was involved in the memory? Let as much detail start to surface and take time to really journal it out. And as you start to understand this first memory, you can start to work through your life chronologically from that place forward and begin to write down any other memory where this pattern has shown up and you've experienced it. And now it's time to send those limiting beliefs on their way to clear these subconscious blocks. And like I said, my very top resource for doing that is breath work. A couple other ways that you can do this is to, one, extend yourself massive forgiveness, opening up the energy of abundance by allowing yourself to deeply forgive. And then actually writing a letter to yourself, to your soul. Journal out a letter to yourself, letting the words flow, explaining what it has felt like to carry these subconscious blocks and that you're now ready to let yourself be free of them. And now that you have have freed yourself of these blocks, you are ready to invoke your highest manifesting power. I cannot wait to hear what it is that you begin to bring forth in your life now that you are free of those subconscious blocks. If you like what you heard, stop, drop, and leave a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And as always, sharing is caring, so snap a pic and share this episode with another super expander.